Hello everybody, Backyard Bullion here. So today I have something a little bit different to share with you guys. This is my US quarters collection. Now for those of you who haven't realised yet, I love coins, and if you haven't realised that yet, then welcome to the channel. Hello, my name's Backyard Bullion and I'm a coin addict. I love coins, I always have, and I've been collecting them since before I can even remember. My grandfather, he would always give me old coins that he'd have from travels that he'd done. He was very prolific in his world travels, and he used to have all of these old foreign coins which he'd give me, and I used to keep them in this nice wooden box. And there is the box. So this is the box I've had since I was about 4 years old. It was a lot more full than this. It was overflowing at one point, but I've kind of catalogued and put a lot of the coins which I had in folders now, so they're all sort of, you know, the nicer ones. These are just some of the old junk ones which I still haven't got around to kind of sorting through. But yeah, you know, coins were just such a lure for me. I loved them. I loved the way that they felt. I loved the noise. You can just play with them all day long, and I love that kind of metallic smell on your fingers after you play with them and have them and see them. And just, I love the variety. There's so many different coins and types and designs and just amazing stories behind them. You know, incredibly worn pennies like this. This one's 1861. And you just kind of imagine what's been you know, through that coin's life, and you know, that was the fascination for me, and that's what really got me hooked on coin collecting when I was very young. And the same sort of went for kind of US quarters. Now I sort of had a few of them in my collection, but then when I went to the USA, I think it was 2006, 2007, that was when I first discovered really that they had sort of state quarters. So I got a whole bunch of them, and it was a fun trip with me and a friend, and we spent ages going through change every time we paid for something and finding what quarters we had, getting the different states. And I think in that one trip alone I managed to collect something like 35 of the states, which was quite impressive. But then when I got home, I thought nothing more of it. They went in that same box, and they just kind of stayed there basically for well, for about 7 or 8 years, until I decided actually to do something with them, to display them, because I liked them. And so I bought this little folder. Well, I say little folder, it's a big folder. Hopefully it's going to sort of fit on the camera. But it's an awesome folder. I'd highly recommend this if you have a bunch of these coins and you're looking to just put them in something that will be nice to collect them in, because you get this huge map to put all of the coins in. Now you'll notice that this is a complete set. Have I got that all on camera? Yeah, I've got every single coin on camera. You'll notice it's complete, and I've been working on it over the last couple of years. So as I said, I had a whole bunch of them when I did that trip in America, and subsequently I've been back and had you know, some additional coins picked up, put in there. Friends and family have also brought back some of the ones that I need. And then there were about 4 or 5 which I didn't have, a couple of these US territories which were pretty hard to come by. And you know, if any of you out there are a collector, a coin collector, or just a collector in general, you know how frustrating it would be if you had your collection and it looked like that. You know, if there was one slot missing, it would eat at you, and it was kind of eating at me a little bit. So I decided to go out there and just sort of finish that collection off. I bought the 4, or I think it was 5 actually, remaining quarters that I needed. There was actually a company in Germany who had them. Wasn't actually that expensive, a couple of pounds per quarter. I'm a collector, I don't really mind. This is not really an investment, this is just something for me. So yeah, then it was all done, and I'm really happy with this. And I do love these state quarters. I think that's a really inspired idea by whoever did that, and I do hope that someday in the UK that the UK will actually do the sort of 50p's in sort of the counties that we have, because we do have, I don't know if we have as many counties as there are states. I can't remember off the top of my head, but we have a lot of counties, and I do think it would be very cool to sort of see that. You know, I've got a whole bunch of 50p's here. 50p's in the UK, it's kind of like coin roll hunting, because there are some very valuable ones out there. I'll maybe show all of these in a bit more detail one day, but you know, there are some very valuable ones out there, and I do always check my change when I get my 50p's, and I think it would be very cool to start a collection of them for sort of the counties in the UK, like this, because it's really cool, really interesting. So that set's all done, and I'm very happy with that, and I do like getting that out and showing showing some of my friends. Mrs. Backyard Bullion likes that set as well. But what I am now working on is the National Parks quarters. Now this is obviously the newer series that's out, or that has in the process of coming out. So For those of you who don't know, this is the second kind of big series that they're doing. It's national parks this time. Same map, slightly different design obviously. And as you can see there, the collection is by no means complete. In fact, it won't be until 2021, with Alabama being the very last state national park quarter to be released, which is a little bit odd. So if anyone knows why Alabama's just the only one in 2021 delaying all of that, all of those collectors out there who will have all of their coins ready except for Alabama, is probably going to be quite an interesting premise. But yeah, as you can see, I've got some of them already. This was these are sort of got from friends and family, and one of the sort of recent trips I've done to the USA. And yeah, it's another really great set for me to look to collect. But as you can see, I haven't filled all of the gaps that are available to date. There are still quite a few missing. So to that end, if any of you out there in the US of A, or if you're in the UK and you've been to America and got some of these in pocket change, then do get in touch, because obviously I love to get hold of the ones which are still available. So we've got Nevada, Wyoming, North Dakota, Colorado, Nebraska, Iowa, Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, South Carolina, Pennsylvania, New York, New Hampshire, and New Jersey, and District of Columbia. So if any of you guys out there have got those in your small change, then please do let me know. I'd be very interested in getting hold of some of those. As to the 2018 ones, we've got Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, Georgia. I don't know quite when those will be released, presumably later in the year, but if anybody knows, then please do share that in this in the comment section here. Do let us know. Be very intrigued to find out. But again, what an inspired set. This is fantastic. You know, for any... coins are really popular when you think about it. You know, I certainly am a pretty big coiny, but when I was in America that first year, when I got the 35 of the state quarters, the friends which I went with, they're not coinies at all. They don't enjoy coins, but they actually got a bug from it. They got a buzz from finding the different state quarters, matching them, collecting. I think it took us back to those days of kind of you know, collectible card trading, or football cards and things like that. You may not have had those in the USA, but we had like football cards with different players and things like that you'd trade. And it just took us back to those kind of days, and I really enjoyed that. And I think that's something that there's a collector in everybody. So you know, everybody's got I think a little bit of a collector's bug sometimes, and certainly these types of things continue to inspire me. And as I said, with all of the 50p's, I've got them all here still. You know, I do love going through them and checking the change. It's just something I really like to do. But do let me know your thoughts on these series. Also, let me know your thoughts on these national park quarters maps and the folders. I think they're really interesting. They're a bit cheesy, maybe. You know, they're not for everybody, but I think they're kind of cool. And it's just a really cool way to keep them all together. And just generally have something that's nice, and it allows you to see your progress in the sort of collection as well. And sometimes it can be quite difficult to actually get a gauge of that. But I tell you, it's very satisfying when you actually get it all completed, like I have with this this first one. And I'm really chuffed with this. But so yeah, do share with us guys if you've got a similar set, if you've got the whole collection. I actually do have a few spares of some of these particular ones. I think I've got them hidden away in a folder. But if any of you out there are trying to collect these and you've not got a certain state, then do ask me, because I've got about 20 or so duplicates. So do ask, and I can see what I've got and just send them out to you guys if you're interested. But yeah, if you like this video, guys, please put a thumbs up on it, share it around on social media. That would be very helpful indeed. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel already, then please do hit that subscribe button. And if you hit that subscribe button, make sure to hit the notification alarm bell next to it, because then you'll get a notification when I upload future videos, and you'll never miss a thing. Otherwise, all that's left for me to say is I hope you all have a fantastic week, and I really do thank you very much for watching. And please make sure that you like, share, comment and subscribe for more.